disc review is brought to you by Disc King. Check out disc-king.com for free shipping, great prices, a full selection of MVP and Axiom products, and more. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my review of the Axiom Discs Virus. This is an understable distance driver from Axiom. Fun disc. Had a good time out there testing it and ready to post a review for you guys. Before we get into the review, I'd just like to say again thank you to the Disc King for sponsoring this review. Check out disc-king.com for all the great products he has on there. Free shipping on the website, great prices, and I've dealt with him personally many times, and he's a really nice guy. Everybody who's dealt with him I'm sure would agree. So yeah, thank you very much to him for the support of my channel, and hopefully you guys go out and support him. Let's get on to the review. So take a look at this guy first. There's your logo. I like the letters on this one. It looks very cool. There's your Axiom logo. It's Proton plastic. The weight sticker's right there. You can't read it anymore. It's at 169 grams. There it says Virus. And it says Axiom discs, and it also has the gyro there on the rim. You can see some of the now you can see some of the damage from testing. Got some nicks and stuff in there. One thing worth noting on this particular disc, as you can I hope see right there as it's focusing, is that it came with some flashing on it, which is interesting. I don't think flashing is super common on MVP and Axiom stuff from my experience, but it happens every once in a while, and it's not a huge deal. It's a little bit uncomfortable in the hand because of that, but it'll wear in as you throw it. It's no big deal. It's something that all manufacturers deal with. It's just a part of the molding process for plastic. So the rim design is pretty, it's pretty slim and kind of compact. It's not a super wide rim, but it's not really very small either. It's kind of in between. I would say it's relatively small rim for a modern distance driver. Let's throw it up next to the inertia there, so you can see any differences in the rim design there. There definitely are some. You can see them side by side there. A little bit of differences. This one kind of has more of a curve on the top. And yeah, the feel in the hand is good. The flashing kind of detracts from that, as we talked about, where it doesn't feel, it has a little bit of sharpness in your palm there from the flashing, but that'll go away again as you keep throwing it. This disc is not an Eclipse. MVP throwers out there might think it looks kind of like an Axiom Eclipse type disc, but it's not a glow rim. It's just white. Which is fine with me because it's cheaper than Eclipse and it looks just as nice. And really the main benefit for me is that the white rim in there kind of makes the meat of the rim here kind of glow, and just a great color for a golf disc. I requested this one specifically just because I know that it's really easy to spot and find out there testing, and it's important not to lose discs when you're out there testing them for review. But yeah, these Eclipse discs and also just these Axiom discs with the white rim just look awesome, and they're really easy to spot out there because they're always like kind of day glow. Really nice. So yeah, we've talked about the Proton plastic plenty of times. It's not the grippiest plastic in the world, but it's very durable. It has a good feel to it. I don't have a lot of issues with it slipping out of my hand. I did have a little bit of issue with that out testing this, just because it's been pretty cold here in Portland. And the Proton plastic in the wintertime definitely can get a little slick. I would really like to see Axiom experiment with some softer blends, maybe a blend in between the soft Proton and the normal Proton, where we could get some more give, and on those colder days it would, hold up a little bit better without getting quite as rigid and kind of slick and slippery when it's really cold. But yeah, good plastic overall. I tend to prefer the Proton plastic. That's my go-to MVP stuff for these Proton inertias. Great disc, and tough plastic that lasts a long time and does feel good. Alright, so let's talk about the flight of this disc. I had a couple of different people help me test this particular one. My buddy Kevin threw it quite a bit because he's kind of on the lookout for a go-to driver for himself. So I had him test this one. I thought it might be a good choice. It may be still just a little bit too fast for what he needs or what he's looking for. He's still relatively new to the game. He doesn't, he doesn't put too much power on his throws yet. So, but he was getting mostly nice, relatively straight flights out of this thing, with a little bit of fade at the end. He got some really nice straight flights out of it. He also kind of cranked over on it a couple times and got it to flip more than he wanted to. There's definitely a danger with this disc to have a little bit too much turn on it if you overpower it or you throw it in the wrong kind of wind situation. It is definitely an understable disc. It's probably the most understable MVP or Axiom disc I have tested personally. That being said, I can still, for me and my throwing power, I can still throw it really straight on a hyzer flip, just kind of let it pop up and go. It'll have slightly less fade at the end of the flight than, say, my Proton Inertias will on a hyzer flip, which is nice. But again, you have to be more careful with, your speed control on this disc to get it to hold straight and not flip too much. Thrown with a little bit more power on the hyzer flip, you'll get it to kind of ride out and then come back a little bit for sure. And if you throw it with intent to flip it over, you probably will, and it'll hold it pretty nicely. I was throwing nice smooth turnovers with it, and it works really well for that as well. So yeah, probably one of the better, kind of big turnover discs from Axiom or MVP that I've thrown as well. I also have my buddy Zach out helping me. He has a much longer arms and a lot more arm speed. He's a pretty strong guy. He's a big guy, and he throws more with more power than I do. He threw this thing and it accidentally rolled on him, but it rolled pretty far. So it would be a good roller disc for people that have more power. Also, if you want, kind of like a hyzer flip to turnover disc, it would probably work quite well for that as well if you were, a bigger arm. Or you could power it down and kind of throw it on, gentle S-curves through the woods where it'll pop up and ride and come back if you just take a little bit of heat off of it. But all in all, good disc. I enjoy the Virus. It was fun. It was fun out, getting out and testing it as always. Thanks again to the Disc King, and thank you so much to all you guys for watching. Cheers.